What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. Listen, I am like deathly ill right now. We got some sort of flu bug in the house, and it's just like wrecking us. It's been wrecking us for the last like 24 hours. So bear with me on this video if I say something that's really stupid or whatever. I'm gonna try and get through it as best I can. But yeah, just know that we're all kind of sick right now, which is not the best. But anyway, that's all good. You know what isn't sick right now? I guess it is sick, actually. It's a different kind of sick. Is Windwalker Monk. This thing's crazy. Oh, just drink more coffee. It'll be okay. So, first of all, Cultiran Windwalkers, female Windwalkers, you know, I don't know, guys. I think they could use a different base outfit. It's awesome. You know what? It doesn't matter, though. The damage is insane. So, I did, in fact, run a dungeon with this. I want to talk about some stuff at the outset. We'll get into the gameplay later. Windwalker Monk is fine. This is the TLDR right now. Windwalker Monk is good. A lot of the damage I've been seeing in Mythic Plus, primarily, the damage numbers for AOE packs is something like, on average, it's like good damage is 30k to 50k, like in an AOE pack. Lots of packs, different classes will scale higher than that. And then there's like Demon Hunters and Warriors that are bugged and they're doing like 120k in AoE packs. So again, remember, numbers are really not everything in the beta. It's really about, I want to focus on like, how does it feel to play? I'm going to show you some gameplay. We're going to talk about how good the numbers are. But all I really care about for the numbers is it within this range that I have been seeing for all the different classes, that 30k to 50k AoE damage on average. Windwalker is right in the middle of that. I was doing 70k on some packs, and then I was doing 40k on others. There's a lot going on here with Windwalker, and it's almost entirely good. So let me talk about this first of all. Let me get my notes up. Oh my gosh. So let me talk first of all about like what's the main issue that Windwalker Monk always has to deal with. Of course, it's your mastery, right? We're trying to maintain our mastery because you just get more damage, right? Anytime you do an ability that's not a repeat of the previous ability, you're getting more damage. So how do we maintain that mastery? Well, there's a lot of really good tools that we're getting in Dragonflight to help us do that. So number one, you get Feline Stomp. That's free. It doesn't cost anything. It's just a GCD that you can press whenever it comes off cooldown. It does respectable damage in AoE. And again, it just helps you. Like, Windwalker Monk has this really unique playstyle where you need to have a certain amount of buttons at your disposal, and if you're able to press buttons that do damage, that don't cost energy and don't cost chi, it is a massive deal. A massive deal because it maintains your mastery, and it helps you regen that energy and you might not regen the chi. Obviously, you have to earn the chi, but you know what I'm saying. It helps you to maintain your resources so that you don't run dry. There will be moments Windwalker Monk late into a fight, late into an encounter, where you need to be much more precise about which buttons you're pressing so that you don't run out of resources. But generally speaking, there's a lot of tools here that you have. So Feline Stomp is one of them. Strike of the Windlord is another one up here. It does cost 2 chi, but it's relatively cheap for what it does. For the amount of damage this thing does, especially Thunder Fist. You can see one of the last playtests I was doing, Thunder Fist. This is literally just the proc that comes after you press Strike of the Windlord. This was 10% of my damage. It's absolutely insane. That's a very good button. Touch of Death is a 90-second cooldown now, so you can use it more often. Again, you can insert it into the GCD rotation more often, and that helps you to maintain your mastery. Chi Burst is back, of course, giving us 2 chi. It's absolutely insane in Mythic Plus. Must take this. White Tiger Statue is a new thing at the bottom here. It's free. It's a 2-minute cooldown that's free. It doesn't really do a lot of damage from what I remember. It's not bad, actually. It's like 1.3%. That's not bad for like a throwaway talent. Again, this is just an extra button you can press to maintain your mastery. That's really how you want to look at this ability right here. That's all you want to look at. Okay. Finally, we've got Expel Harm is back. It's not even on the tree anymore. It's just baseline. And then Whirling Dragon Punch is back as well, which is going to help you. Obviously, when Fist of Fury and Rising Sun Kick is down, you have a free ability you can press. Again, these are just ideas for continuing to maintain your mastery. Bone Dust Brew is another one. It's a free ability. It also gives you chi back. So Rushing Jade Wind is also here. It only costs 1 chi. It probably doesn't do enough damage to justify the 1 chi, but again, if you want to maintain mastery, it's something else you can take, so there's options here. Now, in terms of energy / chi saving, what are we looking at here? Well, we don't have Fist of the White Tiger anymore. That's gone. That was a talent that we've had for a long time now that gives you 2 chi. Or 3 chi? I think it's 2. And it was on a cooldown. Honestly, I can't remember anywhere. I've been in Dragonflight for so long. We do have Ascension back, which I think is by far the superior energy regen option in Shadowlands. But now we get to pick other options as well. So we have Ascension. We have Power Strikes right here. Every 5.2 seconds, your next Tiger Palm will generate 1 additional chi. You can see it's lit up right here. If I run in and press this, boom, it gives me 3 chi. Because Tiger Palm gives you 2 chi baseline. So now I have 3 chi just from pressing Tiger Palm once. And it's going to light up again in a second here. It's every 5.2 seconds that you get this Tiger Palm proc. So very, very good little proc that every once in a while, there it is again. There's proc again. So you're going to be getting this like incredibly strong proc that's going to be buffing your ability to save chi or regen energy. Open Palm Strikes, Fists of Fury. Has a 5% chance to refund 1 chi every time it does damage. It's very substantial. Very, very good. This is coming back. Glory of the Dawn is back from BFA. Rising Sun Kick has a 25% chance to trigger a second time, doing damage and then restoring 1 chi. So again, the damage goes off for free and it restores a chi for you, which is just insane. So those are some of the main options you're going to be looking at to be getting your energy regen back or your chi. Now let's move into one more topic here, that is your new AOE options. Because one thing that was a sore spot in Shadowlands was Windwalker Monk's dependence on Bone Dust Brew. That essentially you just ignored your mastery and you just threw Bone Dust Brew and pressed Spinning Crane Kick. That's what you did. You just spin, 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 spin. And if you get a Dance of Chi-Chi proc, your damage was just like right through the roof, right? So I'm trying to highlight for you here that there are other options for getting your chi back, that you really do want to be focusing on your mastery a little bit more. And then we got to talk about what AOE alternatives now exist for Windwalker Monk that does not rely on you just pressing Bone Dust Brew into spin, spin, spin. Because we don't really want to do that. I think the majority of Windwalker Monks would love to be able to capitalize on their mastery and play the class the way it was designed. Play the spec the way it's done. It's so unique. It's so cool. It's so sad that we haven't been able to really do it the way that it's designed to do for the last, like, almost this entire expansion, right? So, what AOE options exist? Well, we have Strike of the Windlord. Actually, right before Strike of the Windlord, we are getting Jade Ignition. Whenever you deal damage, we're talking about Fist of Fury. You gain a stack of Chi energy up to 30. Using Spinning Crane Kick will, of course, consume this. So here we go. It's going to look something like this. We're going to go Fist of Fury. I'm getting stacks up here. You can see in the top right corner. And then we're going to spin. Boom, we consume it. And it does a whole bunch of damage, right? So that's a legendary from Shadowlands. You can see Chi Explosion right there. Over the course of a fight, it actually does a substantial amount of damage. Let me go here. Chi Explosion is right down here. Not too bad, actually. 2.3% of your damage just for a free proc. And again, I probably wasn't playing it optimally, but that's a good amount of damage. Now, more AoE. We've got Strike of the Windlord because Jade Ignition is essentially just Spinning Crane Kick, but again, you don't want to spam Spinning Crane Kick. You want to be using Fist of Fury into Spinning Crane Kick. So we're getting away from just the spamming. Strike of the Windlord is another option. This doesn't do a ton of damage up front, but holy crap, does Thunder Fist ever do a lot of damage? I'm suspecting this might get nerfed. Strike of the Windlord grants you a stack of Thunder Fist for each enemy struck. This hits all enemies in front of you, by the way, with no reduction. So the more the merrier. Thunder Fist discharges upon melee strikes, dealing 30,000 nature damage. I mean, it's just insane. It just does. It just absolutely slaps. So, very, very good extra damage, extra AoE options there. Then here's the big one. Here's the big change that's coming in for Windwalker Monk. They are getting some Mistweaver tech in the form of Teachings of the Monastery. This is so cool. For those of you guys that don't know, like, Blackout Kick is such an important part of your rotation because it helps to cool down Rising Sun Kick and Fists of Fury. It reduces the cooldown of Rising Sun Kick and Fists of Fury by 1 second. Getting this thing to proc multiple times from Teachings of the Monastery will, in fact, reduce the cooldown of those abilities even more. And now Blackout Kick has a 15% chance to reset the remaining cooldown on Rising Sun Kick, which again is insane single target damage, and it might proc Glory of the Dawn again, which gives you a chi back. It's going to do 70% more damage over here, because I don't know why they just included this into the game. You're combining Teachings of the Monastery with Shadowboxing Treads, which has Blackout Kick, damage increased by 20%. It strikes 2 additional targets. Let's see what this looks like in real time. So, once again, it's cooling down Fist of Fury. It's cooling down Rising Sun Kick. So, let's start here. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to go Rising Sun Kick, and then we're going to go Fists of Fury, just to be completely non-optimal. I'm going to do Tiger Palm 2 more times. You see my Ancient Teachers of the Monastery is right here. I'm going to Blackout Kick, and it gets me the cooldown. I already had the cooldown back, but let's try that again. Let's do this. One more Tiger Palm. Into Blackout Kick. Watch my Rising Sun Kick. Rising Sun Kick came right back there. Okay, Tiger Palm. Let's do Fists of Fury. Okay, Tiger Palm again. Tiger Palm one more time. And then we're going to do Rising Sun Kick into Blackout Kick. And it gave us Rising Sun Kick back. And also our Rising Sun Kick procced the Glory of the Dawn thing. Watch this explosion. Boom, baby. So this little combo now, not to mention it's insane in single target, of course. Your single target damage goes way up because you're proccing Blackout Kick. You know, you're not getting the value out of Shadowboxing Treads, but you are getting the value out of Teachings of the Monastery, which makes your Blackout Kick hit 3 additional times. Excuse me, guys. You can see a couple things are really good here. Number one, it reduces the cooldown of these abilities, which are your main spenders, and they're really important to be pressing. You want to make sure you press these abilities because they do giga crazy damage. It also does a lot of damage itself. Blackout Kick did 23%, and then the cleave part of Blackout Kick did 9.3%. That's bonkers damage. That's really, really crazy. I forget what it did overall in my bigger test here. Let's go look at this. Look at Blackout Kick. 10% of my damage. The AoE portion of it is 6%. That's 16% of my damage just pressing Blackout Kick in the correct order to be cashing in on Teachings of the Monastery. So this is really, really crazy. And the build itself just feels really strong. And we're going to look at some dungeon footage here. I did end up doing the Azure Vaults once again. Of course, this is the dungeon that I just end up doing, which is fine. But I want to make sure that, again, we talk about, it's not all about the damage. I want to talk about, excuse me, how good does it feel to play? And my God, it feels good to play. I also ran Serenity in here. I'll talk about that in a second. So our damage, we get 70k right here. We're up to 76k, 72k. I don't know, 63. Like obviously the warrior's doing crazy damage, but they're bugged right now. So they're going to be doing less than that. That's a prot warrior. So they're going to be doing less than that for sure. We did respectable damage there. I am absolutely happy with that damage. Again, guys, I'm not a Windwalker main. I mean, I understand how the spec works, but I'm not a Windwalker main. I'm not going to play this optimally. And I end up dying right here because I'm an absolute idiot. Little baboonery going up. We're doing 66k until I died. Let me skip ahead here. They do get me up. More AoE damage here. We're going to travel downstairs. Where's the next timestamp I want to get to? 8:10, I think? Nope, 3:55. Let's go to 3:55. Here we go. This is pretty crazy AoE damage right before the next boss. I have Serenity up. One thing I will talk about is that Serenity's cooldown does get reduced by the Storm, Earth, and Fire cooldown reduction ability. But watch this damage here. We peaked over 100k for a second there. But on average, we're coming out to about 70k here, 60, 70k. Spinning Crane Kick proc. There we go. Trying to do, I don't know what I was trying to do, but I should have used Spinning Crane Kick way sooner there. That was pretty lame. Again, I'm not playing this very well, but I'm still doing 70k. I tried to hit a Touch of Death here, and I ended up doing, I ended up just flying over here, which is a big mistake. My buttons roll in the wrong spot, but that's okay. I keep getting hit by orbs because I'm a true melee player. And we're doing the boss right now. You can see our damage is fine. It's really, really good, guys. Let's go to 8:10 for a second. La 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 la. This is 2-target cleave. Watch my damage here. Watch my damage. This is 2-target cleave. 68k. I don't even know what that was. Fist of the Windlord. 68k on Fist of the Windlord. This guy, look how much damage I just did right there. This guy's so pissed. I end up doing like 60k single target almost here. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. That was blackout kick. Boom, 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 baby. Into another rising sun kick. Holy crap. 60k basically on 2 targets there. On 2 targets. I popped my defensive because I'm like, well, I don't think I'm going to lose aggro at this point. We're just slapping a little bit too hard. So the burst damage from Windwalker Monk absolutely still viable. Here comes the next boss fight. This is pure single target here. Get a spinning crane kick proc here. I was in Fist of Fury, so there I used it there. Trying to maximize my Phaline Stomp. Again, Phaline Stomp is really, really great because it's a GCD that you can use for free to keep your mastery flowing. So it's just such an important button. I don't think I summoned Zuen this entire dungeon, by the way. So my damage would have been actually outrageous because I have Zuen talents. So I'm just showing this for sort of demonstration purposes. One thing I do want to show here is I get a Rising Sun Kick reset here around the 9:30 mark. So it's coming up right here. I have to get out of dodge here. I do press Rising Sun Kick right there. Fist of Fury. And then I'm going to reset the cooldown on Rising Sun Kick in a second. Tiger Palm. I have 3 stacks. Here we go. Rising Sun Kick. I have 2 stacks of Monastery. And then I do Blackout Kick right there. Watch my damage. That's Blackout Kick. It resets the cooldown on Rising Sun Kick. And I can Rising Sun Kick again. Oh, and then instead I just jump off the edge. Like an absolute clown. They end up killing the boss. That's the end of that video there. So, that's that. Let's jump back here. I just wanted to showcase some of the dungeon damage there, and I was obviously just rolling off the edge like an absolute buffoon. But the damage, guys, is outrageous. More importantly, it feels really, really good to play. And if you take talents like Serenity, you can combine them now with the Storm, Earth, and Fire talent, which is really crazy. So, Spiritual Focus. Every 2 chi you spend reduces the cooldown on Serenity by 0.3 seconds instead of Storm, Earth, and Fire. Now, I think Storm, Earth, and Fire is probably still the way to go, but there is something here with Serenity. You can take Serenity, and you can take Drinking Horn Cover. The duration of Serenity is extended by 0.3 seconds every time you cast a chi spender, and it was working in the dungeon there. So, there's definitely some Serenity tech here that you can get where you're reducing the cooldown and then you're extending the duration. And instead of it being a 1.5 minute cooldown, it's probably going to be more like a 1 minute cooldown if you're playing optimally, or even less, which is completely bonkers. So, Storm, Earth, and Fire might still just be better. Probably is. I have to test it out still. But that's Windwalker Monk in a nutshell. I do think that there's still going to be a build over here for Bone Dust Brew, and I just haven't tried it out yet. Also, there's some Touch of Death tech, where Touch of Death can strike 4 additional nearby enemies, and the cooldown is reduced, and it does more damage. You can reduce the cooldown even more over here. So, you can use it a second time before its cooldown goes down. There's definitely going to be a Touch of Death build in Mythic Plus where you're, like, cleaving that damage off of one target that's about to die. You just hit all these other targets for free with Fatal Flying Guillotine. That's really cool. I haven't even checked that out yet. There's, of course, some big legendaries at the bottom here that I haven't looked at either. But all in all, guys, I think there's going to be lots of options for Monk in Mythic Plus. Lots of new AOE options that you can do. You don't have to just play Bone Dust Brew plus Spinning Crane Kick and ignore your Mastery. I do genuinely think there'll be some amazing builds that will utilize the Mastery really, really well and still be able to pump out insane amounts of AOE damage. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Sorry again that I was sick here. Thanks for sticking with me. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about Monk. And everything about this talent tree and the dungeon footage you saw, anything you want to say, I would love to hear from you. Thank you once again, guys. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one.